All right, and welcome guys. This week on Boatworks, we're working on a 2001 Suzuki 140 four-stroke. At this point, I've already pulled off the one side skirt and the cowling. I've got my oil pump hooked up to it. I go right off the battery, positive, negative there to power it. I've already extracted the oil out of it, and right now it's extracting the gear oil. I've already taken the side skirt. Basically, it's got a bunch of 5/16 or a 6 millimeter. You just remove all 7 of them. You can take that side skirt off. You can get to your oil filter and your fuel filter as part of your 100-hour. As you can see, it's extracting the lower gear oil right now. I love using that small pump because it's not a big mess. You don't end up with a 5-gallon bucket, about a third, an eighth full of some stinky gear oil. I've got to do that fuel filter. Basically, right now I'm just taking off the water sensor connector that is right there on the bottom of the fuel cup. If it does sense water in your fuel system, it'll set off an alarm on your dash there and lets you know that you've got water in the fuel. But to take the cup off, you need to disconnect that, and then I'll get the proper tool to remove that and get it loose, of which I did. And now we're going to just unscrew it. When you take these old filters out, just sort of let them drip back into the cup. It's easy to make a mess when you're holding a little cup full of gas right there. Stick your new filter in it nice and easy. Let it wick up that fuel. That way it's not splashing out and overflowing on you. And I'll screw these things back in nice and snug, really good hand tight. And then I'll just give them a little tweak to the end just to make sure I don't have to worry about it ever coming off or vibrating loose. But just a little click in, done deal. So with that done, we're going to reconnect that sensor for the water sensor in that cup. Make sure it's tucked in there. And I also have changed my oil filter right on the side of that motor as well. Got a little ahead before putting the video out here, pulling the camera out. But at this point, oil's out of the lower unit. Just screwed in the quart oil pump and putting some brand new gear lube in that. Did come out of the upper fuel fill. That is at the just above that white shaw wing that's on that lower unit. There is a upper fill screw that I pulled out, and as soon as that oil comes out of that screw, I know it's full. Put that screw back in. I tightened it up. Now I'm tightening up the oil fill at the bottom of the lower unit, and cleaning up any kind of mess or anything that dribbles down or drools down on it, and just clean things up a little bit. So with that, we will push that out of the way, wipe up any kind of drips that might be around on my client's floor. Don't want to ever leave a mess. So moving on from there, I think I'm just going to fill up some oil right now. Go from there, put an oil fill at the top of it, as I've already moved that oil fill cap. So we've got the funnel in, and we are going to start off with a good solid 4 quarts. I know we're almost 6 quarts on this motor. So we are going to go ahead and fill this thing up. As you can see, this motor is really clean. It is, 3 years old. I don't think he has over 100 hours on this motor. So as you can see in the end, I'll end up marking the date that I did the 100-hour. I put it in a white paint pencil or paint pen on the cowling up top there. If he was running over 100 hours, during the year, I would put the hours on it. But I know this is second home, and this client comes out there just to use the boat, do a little trout and redfish. fishing around the area there, him and his wife, and they clean up the boat and put it up. So does not get used a lot, is very well taken care of. And these are the clients I love because their boats are squared away. And I'm keeping the engine right and squared away. So I know what I'm coming to every time, and makes life easy. It's not a corroded, salty mess. And just taking care of your boat, You invest a lot of money into this stuff, so you want to make sure it's right, tight, squared away. Wrapping up with the oil here, and then I think I'll end up spraying the motor down. I use Boeing Shield T9. It's a great product. You can pick it up at West Marine or your good boating stores there. They should carry it. And have not found it at Walmart or any place, any of the big box stores at all. It's more of it's really an aerospace, airplane, corrosion inhibitor protector. Works great. It's a ton better than Corrosion X or Corrosion XHD. The shops around here in South Texas will charge a client, pretty much an hour. If they open up a cowling and the whole motor is covered with Corrosion X HD because it's just so thick and slimy, filmy, waxy, they can't stand it. And I must admit, it is a mess to deal with when a client just coats his whole motor with the stuff. But, and I get it. He's trying to protect it, and it does the job, but it can be a mess to deal with, especially if you're trying to remove parts off. So there's that T9 I was talking about. Great stuff. About $25 a can. Cheaper if you buy it in bulk, but I will coat down all metal and electrical parts, rubber parts, anything mechanical that moves. And on these Suzukis, pretty much any kind of the bolt or metal, I will definitely hit with that. Suzukis are known to use a little less high quality brackets and smaller pieces on their motors that will tend to rust. That's what I've seen over the years. So I make sure I hit everything. Putting the side cowling back on there. And what's nice about these Suzukis is it's just the side cowling, side skirt, and the pan in one. So you just pull off those seven bolts, and you've got access to the oil filter and the fuel filter completely, and you can see what kind of shape the lower part of your motor is that you really don't see because it's pretty much covered and protected by all that stuff. So getting those bolts put on, and client came on in. We were just shooting it about some local fishing and stuff going on in the area. Great guy, great client, and been a long time with them, and really do appreciate those kind of clients. I think you would too. So with that, we're going to mark this thing with the time or the date and basically 100 hour. And that way I know and they know when they need to have another service done, and they can call and schedule it. And with that, if you guys got any questions, I appreciate you let me know what they are, and hit subscribe would be awesome, and like it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.